Shenanigans, where things get weird and they stay weird. I'm Brandon.
I'm Ashton, and this is a paranormal podcast where we talk everything spooky and silly and kooky.
Yes. And, well, yeah, before we get started, did anything spooky, or honestly, girl, life is spooky. Did anything crazy happen to you this week?
Let's see here. No.
No.
What about you?
I think for me, I went to get my oil changed, and then I got a tire rotation.
Didn't you get your oil changed last time we talked about this?
No, I had to get my oil changed.
Oh.
But I didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, cut me off again, bitch. I'll fight you.
Scram.
Well, I got my oil changed. I got a tire rotation and some kind of like filter fix. I don't know shit about cars, but they didn't charge me
For anything?
for nothing.
Why?
I don't know. Spooky? No. Saving money? Yes.
What the fuck?
I know. They said this is gonna be free of charge today, and I was like,
And you were like, okay.
yeah. I was like, okay. No sexual
You didn't ask
favors?
why?
Yeah, no, I was just like, okay. Why would I ask why? You're going to give me something for
I don't
free.
know. I just feel like I need to know.
I thought, at first, obviously, like I said, I was like, sexual favors? I was like.
You're like, I'm feeling kind of tired, guys. Can I just pay you?
That's wrong. It's like, oh, free?
I have nothing to give. Can I just pay you?
Can I just pay you? Oh my god.
I really don't want to do this. Can I just pay you?
My breakfast was so chewy, my jaw hurts. Do I really need to do this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm exhausted. It's been a long day. But yeah, so not creepy, but like definitely a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no, there was nothing, I didn't have to do anything. I just had to exist.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But I will say, so today, the story I'm going to tell you today is, it's pretty intense. I will say, disclaimer, it's going to be intense. It involves children, so it is going to be rough. It's not like, it's just like their living conditions and stuff. It's not any kind of like, I don't know. It's going to be rough. It's about kids and their living and stuff, but it's about, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm spooked already.
I know. I just like to preface it because kids scare the shit out of me when it comes to like ghosts.
Especially ghost kids.
Yeah, and
kids in general, when they're alive, are scary.
Yeah.
Ghost kids, scarier. Black-eyed kids, even scarier.
See, I don't know what the black-eyed, like the
we'll
black-eyed
talk about
kids.
it someday.
They're like,
they have black eyes.
Oh, like their eyes are just like blacked out. Oh, okay. See,
yeah.
You'll have to do that story because I can't do that. Kids, yeah, ghost children terrify me. And this one, it's a tragedy happened. I'm not gonna lie.
So it's sad too.
It is a little sad, and it was a tragedy, but it created a very scary ghost.
Created a great story to tell.
Yeah, a very scary ghost story. In/near Vermilion, Ohio.
Where is? I have never heard of Vermilion, Ohio.
So it is near Lake Erie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up near like Cedar Point and all that jazz. You know what I mean?
Like near Sandusky.
Yeah. So today we are going to be talking about Gore Orphanage.
It was called Gore
Orphanage.
That's kind of messed up.
So, okay, I will start by prefacing gore, not because of the blood and, like, death.
Yeah.
Gore because of the way it, like, resembled, like, the way the, like, driveway or something resembled a gore on a dress.
What's a gore on a dress?
Girl, I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend like I did the research. I'm not even going to act. I'm not even going to pretend.
Okay, well, regardless, gore is a gory word.
Yeah, it is a gory word.
We don't like it, and especially now that apparently it has sketchy history.
Yeah. So I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be doing a lot of reading off of this article I found because there's so much history here. Mm-hmm. There was no way my tiny little brain was going to memorize this. I'm not even going to lie about it. But yeah, I want to make it clear, gore in this in this sense was not referring to like mutilation and
Yeah.
all that jazz.
Or is it?
I mean,
We gonna find out.
The haunting history of Gore Orphanage and Swift's Hollow. So it's a nightmarish scene in the countryside of Vermilion on Gore Road. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Gore Road.
Okay.
Over 100 years ago, a gigantic fire engulfs an old orphanage, burning dozens of young children alive.
Oh no.
Desperate to escape the inferno,
That would be such a terrible death.
the children on the second floor found the stairs blocked by flames.
Oh.
Dreadful screams.
Oh, it's giving me chills. I'm getting itchy.
I know. Dreadful screams of the children trapped inside the blazing building pierced the ears of horrified onlookers, unable to stop the carnage. The deadly destruction continues until the screams finally fall silent, and the only sound that lingers is the crackling and roar of the hellish flames.
Did you ever watch Little House on the Prairie?
Girl, what?
No, okay. So, I don't know if you ever watched it, but I did. And there's a scene where one of the, I think it's like the oldest daughter,
Yeah.
she like becomes blind. Yeah, because I don't think she was born blind. But she's like older and married and has a baby. And there's like a scene in the movie where like their house catches on fire.
Yeah.
And she's trapped in like the upstairs room.
Oh my god.
Holding her newborn baby. And like screaming and like her arms like out the window. And they're basically like burning to death. So anytime I hear a story about like people dying from
That's what you
fire,
picture?
I literally just imagine that scene in my head.
That's messed up.
Ugh.
So I promise you, yes, it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, it is, I'm not gonna lie. So the screams fall silent, all they can hear is the flames. This is just like the setup, I'm sorry. The smoke ascends into the night sky, carrying with it the souls of over 100 poor orphan children. The building is soon reduced to a pile of glowing embers with only a remnant of the foundation and stone pillars forever preserved for future generations to happen upon. So there are still remnants of this there. Were the spirits of the helpless children extinguished with the flames? Or do they still cry out in the middle of the night from beyond the grave? Yes, they do. They do. And it's terrifying. And when I get there, this place is drivable. I don't know if I want to go there with you. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I would think about it. I would consider it.
Or I could just blindfold you and put you in the car.
Oh, you're going to kidnap me?
Yeah.
You're going to kidnap me? I'm going to call Liam Neeson because I'm being taken.
The what?
Liam Neeson?
Oh.
Oh my god. The what?
I just heard another word and I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
Oh my god. Okay. But this is the legend of Gore Orphanage, okay? So the real story of Gore Orphanage and Swift's Hollow goes as follows. The actual name of the orphanage was Light of Hope, okay?
Oh.
You will get there, hold on. Was Light of Hope. It was established in 1902 by a religious zealot named Reverend Johann Sprunger, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The orphanage was located on Gore Road, hence Gore Orphanage.
Yeah.
The road was originally laid out along the boundary line, like of Lorain County and Huron County. I don't know either of them, so
Yeah, me
I
neither.
can't point that out for you. When a surveying error was discovered, a thin strip of land resembling the gore of a dress had to be annexed to Lorain due to the popular association of the institution with the road. The name of the street came to be known as Gore Orphanage Road.
Okay.
Okay, so that's why they called it Gore Orphanage, and that's why it was called Gore Road. Gore
Okay.
Road, okay? So Johann, I think it's Johann.
Johann.
Yeah, Johann Sprunger and his wife, Katharina.
Ooh, Katharina?
Yeah, Katarina. It might be
like
Katarina.
the girl in Vampire Diaries. Katharina.
Katarina. I love that name.
Me too.
Katarina moved to the Vermilion area after their former orphanage in Bern, Indiana, was destroyed by fire.
No fucking way.
No fucking way.
Okay, you would think they would learn their lesson the first time.
You would think.
Oh, shit's cursed. They're cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Or they are the cursees.
Oh, right. Right. So Katerina was the daughter of Christian P. Sprunger. Okay. Sprunger, right? Same last name as her husband. And she was the daughter of this person. Though no explanation has ever been given regarding Katerina's surname being the same as her husband, a diary of a worker at the former Light of Hope orphanage in Bern states that the orphanage was run by brother and sister Sprunger. It was never confirmed. It was never confirmed. Just speculated.
Okay, that part of the story will haunt me forever.
Yeah. So,
What?
3...
Sorry.
No,
That
it's
was really
true.
dramatic.
But it's so true. 3 orphan girls were reported to have perished in the original Light of Hope fire, okay? 2 of Sprunger's former Indiana businesses had also ended by fire. Prior to moving to Ohio, the couple also lost their 7-year-old daughter, Hilaganda. What a name.
What's that? Nothing.
Yeah, no offense, don't offend.
I was going to make
Yeah.
a joke about incest.
I know. Again, speculated, never confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
And son Edmund died at birth.
They both their kids died?
The deaths appeared...
Okay, I'm convinced that, like,
I know.
someone either put a curse on them because of their relationship,
Mm-hmm.
or their relationship and everything that followed was due to a curse.
I know. It gets worse. It does get worse. I'm not even gonna
This
lie.
is effed.
And you can still visit the remains of this place. And there's also a little side story we will get to. But it's very scary. Like, it's very scary. And there's 2 rituals we're gonna talk about. That you can go and perform yourself.
Oh, God. We are not responsible for anything.
No. Okay. The deaths appeared to spark a passionate obsession for religious pursuits in the couple. So after all this, they decided, like, we need to get religious. Like, something's wrong. We need to get right with,
Yeah.
So the new orphanage site, just outside of Vermilion, consisted of 4 sets of farm buildings and covered 543 acres.
Wow.
Huge.
Living the dream.
An abandoned mansion was also located on the property. I know.
Let me just buy this 400 acres with, an abandoned mansion on it.
Surprise. Oh my God, that's crazy.
I wish that stuff happened.
I know. That's so crazy. Well, I mean, after this ends, you won't wish that.
Well, yeah, I just
Yeah.
wish there was, like, more opportunity to just happen upon 500 acres with an abandoned mansion.
Correct.
Days.
I agree. Man, wouldn't that be nice?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be nice? If it didn't have this backstory, wouldn't it be nice? The once magnificent Greek revival house was built in the mid-19th century by Joseph Swift, hence Swift House,
Okay.
a successful farmer. Its many rooms were appointed with elaborate furnishings, so it's very fancy. Marble columns, very elegant, glamorous, lavish decorations. But Swift Mansion soon became bad luck. So in 1831, Swift's 5-year-old daughter, Tryphinia...
These
names are wild. I'm obsessed. But the names are wild. Tryphinia died. In 1841, Swift's 24-year-old son, Heman, also died. Soon after, Swift's fortunes dried up due to poor investments in the railroad business. So, this land is cursed. Let's be real here. It doesn't ever state
Everyone
in here.
Be dying.
Yeah, I never read anywhere in here that it was like the land is cursed.
And
no
it
one
sounds
like that.
like the land does not like children.
I think the land was very much cursed. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and children specifically had a rough go on this land. He sold the home to Nicholas Wilbur, a renowned spiritualist. Mysterious rituals and seances were said to be held regularly in the secluded mansion, from conjuring up the spirits of deceased children.
Plenty to choose from.
Exactly. The ghosts of children were said to appear frequently at the seances held in a special room of the home. Wilbur's children were rumored to be psychic and could communicate with the ghosts of the dead children. So he was saying like his kids were able to talk to these spirits that they were
I
conjuring.
believe that.
I do too. While records and gravestones claim that four of four Wilbur grandchildren died from diphtheria epidemic after the Wilburs moved from the home. Residents insisted that they died at the Swift mansion and were buried there. So they insist that the bodies are still there.
Mm-hmm.
Not confirmed. The home was abandoned in 1901, and the teenagers almost immediately began taking trips to the site, daring each other to enter the infamous haunted home. So that's kind of when, like, everyone was like, this place is haunted.
Yeah.
Let's go scare the shit out of each other.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go get spooked.
Yeah.
Hell no. Reverend Sprunger did not utilize the abandoned home for the new orphanage. Instead, he attempted to build a new, self-sustaining religious community on the property.
What does that mean, self-sustaining religious community?
Basically, like, they could grow their own food.
Oh,
they
like a
could
commune. Like a cult.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Correct. He and his co-workers were devout, Bible-believing Christian people. A chapel room was located in the body's schoolhouse for frequent religious ceremonies. Up to 120 children were inmates of the orphanage at one time. And I will tell you why they called them inmates.
I was going to say.
I know. Boys lived at a farm called the Hughes Farm, and the girls at the Howard Farm. The orphanage also housed a small printing press and used to print their own school books.
Of course they did. They're a fucking cult.
Yes. As well as paper entitled Light of Hope.
This is sounding like the original of, like, you know those programs that
The Children of Light?
that Paris Hilton represents, like the schools that parents like take their kids to?
No.
Yeah, Paris Hilton went to one and now she fights to like close them down because they like abuse children at them.
I didn't know this.
What? There's like so many Netflix documentaries about it.
We
But
will
this
return to this.
this is sounding kind of like the OG of that.
We will return to this because I need to hear this. I need you to tell me this in private, and then we can
Okay.
tell the people.
Okay.
Because I have no idea what you're talking about. Am I? Oh my god! Now I want to know. Can we just stop? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, there it's just like for like unruly kids.
Wait,
but,
I
like,
know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Is
they
this what
come and
did
like
to Bad
kidnap the
Baby?
kids.
Is this what they did with like Danielle Bergoli? Like Dr.
Uh.
Phil sent her to that farm, and now there's a documentary about it.
Oh, I didn't know that, but probably.
Bro, I haven't watched it yet.
But like that's why Paris Hilton's so like passionate about that stuff now, because when she was a teenager,
it
her
happened to her.
literally men came in and kidnapped her from her bed, and they took her to this school for like and like obviously like a lot of abuse happened because you're like in fucking like Utah in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have contact with your parents, and it's supposed to like help unruly kids like learn to be adults.
Dude.
But this is kind of sounding like an OG of one of those. Like, we're just going to make up our own rules. We're going to have all these kids. We're going to be out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I'm going to get the full story on this. Okay, this is when, like, rumors of, like, the darkness and despair that, like, started to happen at Light of Hope. So, if you are easily triggered or whatever, I suggest, like, proceed with caution. I just want to make you very much aware. Like, it gets intense. But orphan children ran away from the home often, like, wading through the Vermilion River to escape to Vermilion. Like, they were trying to escape the orphanage and get to Vermilion, okay? The children told, like, horrific stories about, like, abuse, neglect, like, slave labor, right? So remember, this place was self-sustaining.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing the sustaining? These children were working. These children were working. The children were said, this part is very gross, the children were said to eat a diet of calves' lungs, hog heads, and sick cattle. They were feeding them the sick cattle.
Like mad cow.
Mm-hmm. If they were fed at all. So, like, they were feeding them the sick animals, and if they weren't getting the sick animals, they weren't getting fed.
Ew.
Corn was boiled in the same pot used to boil soiled underwear.
Oh my gosh.
Although there were cows on the farm, children were said to often only be given butter once a week and occasionally pepper or sugar to like help with
The taste.
Mm-hmm. The children's rooms were infested with rats and vermin. On occasions, rats crawled onto the beds and bit the children while they were like asleep.
Oh my gosh.
And these were stories coming from
This
the
place
kids.
is crawling with disease.
Yeah, so obviously there's no, like, obviously this is why this place is haunted. Like, the negative, evil
And
energy
abuse.
that's here, this is why. This is a perfect combination of things to make somewhere
Yeah.
evil, you know? There was said to be only one bathtub for the boys, which they were allowed to use once every 2 weeks and had to use the same water.
Ew.
Children told stories of Sprunger and the farm overseers beating them with a strap until, like, they got huge welts on their bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Sprunger would also, like, rent out the inmates of the home to, like, neighboring farmers. Yeah. Completely disgusting.
Ugh.
I told you guys this was going to be rough. Illnesses and diseases were alleged to be treated only by prayers. Witnesses stated the children received a lack of regular schooling, too. Like, obviously, they're printing off their own books and shit. These kids weren't getting a real education.
Well, yeah, and of course, why if they educate them, they want to keep them trapped under their
Absolutely.
iron fist.
That's like what
'Cause
cults
education's freedom.
do. Yeah, that's what cults do anyway, you know. In 1909, an investigation was conducted, but because the state of Ohio, this is going to piss you off, because of the state of Ohio had no laws or regulations pertaining to the operation of such institutions, nothing formally could be done about conditions at the orphanage.
So it's like, oh guys, like, sorry, we don't have like a law in place that you can get, like,
Yep. They got away with it. I know. I know. I told you it was going to piss you off.
I'm so confused.
This is the worst part. Are you ready? The Sprungers, the people in charge,
Yeah, the brother and sister.
admitted to much of the allegations against them. They said, yeah. And as a society, we were like, well, there's nothing we can do. Awful.
But then they're fucking burning witches.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Awful. I know. I told you it was going to piss you off. So, we're going to pause there, and we're going to jump over to another area, but we're going to lead back into this.
Okay.
Okay? So that's the story of that specific orphanage, okay? That's just one half of why it's haunted.
Mm-hmm. If I ever go there and see the ghost of these incestual beings.
Yeah. Exercise. Like, sending you straight to hell, boo.
They gonna wish they never came up on me.
Straight to hell. We need that holy water pepper spray
Fuck yeah.
we talked about.
I mean, oh, how's that?
Oh, you little spirit. Bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a flamethrower, too.
Do you enjoy hurting all those children? Good. I hope you're
Yeah.
enjoying this cursed
Yeah.
afterlife that you're living forever, you little piece of shit.
Yeah, enjoy hell.
Ugh.
Mhm.
God, I hate them.
I know, it's awful, awful. So, shortly before the investigation at the farm, at the Light of Hope, okay? Shortly before the investigation, in 1908, a disaster took place in the town of Collinwood, like 40 miles east of Vermilion, okay? 176 elementary school students were burned or trampled to death when they became trapped in a stampede situation and couldn't escape a fire that was consuming their school.
What the fuck is up with all these fires killing like hundreds of children?
I know.
What the actual F?
Yeah. So the children began descending. So I'm going to explain how the story was told by witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this is very intense. It's very intense. But I'm saying all this to set you up for why this place is so haunted.
Yeah.
And why it is considered a very active haunting.
bet.
Yeah. So this is rough. The children began descending. This is what was witnessed. The children began descending down the stairs to the exit after the fire alarm was sounded, but the front stairwell was blocked by flames. According to the witnesses, the children at the front broke from the lines and tried to fight their way back to the floor above, while those were coming down shoved them mercilessly back into the flames below. Those who made it to the rear exit found it locked. Outside rescuers unlocked it, but found it opened inward. So it was impossible to move against the press of dozens of desperate bodies. The fire swept through the hall, springing from one child to another, catching their hair and dresses on fire. The cries of the children were dreadful and haunting. The school's janitor, named Herder, was accused of setting the blaze, though he lost 4 children in the fire and was badly burned, trying to rescue one of the kids.
So he was
Accused.
physically there,
Yeah.
but accused of starting.
He was trying to help, I think, his children or something,
Mm-hmm.
and they accused him of starting the fire, though. Don't know. And for a time, he was detained in protective custody to keep residents from, lynching him. So to keep residents from killing him because they thought he had started the fire,
Oh my god.
he was in protective custody. So I'm telling you that. We're going now back to Light of Hope, okay? But there's a reason you need to know that. So Mr. Sprunger, evil bastard,
Mm-hmm.
died 2 years after the investigation, and the doors of the orphanage permanently closed in July of 1916 after years of financial troubles. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Pelham Hooker Blossom of Cleveland that's her name, Pelham Hooker Blossom.
What?
Bitch, I can't.
This place and its fires, its names, I can't.
Yeah.
And this is a real place in Ohio.
There was so many conspiracies online about this land too. I can't go into it in depth because it's really awful.
Oh my gosh.
But
I want to know what is it like to currently live there now?
Yeah.
I feel like the land is just cursed.
I think there's people that live in the area
Ugh.
on the land. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just speculating, but I saw on Zillow that there was a house that you could buy there.
I'm in the market.
Oh, don't do it. Not this. You don't want this. This land is cursed, y'all. Don't buy that house. I don't care.
But I would be so nice to the kids, and I'd be like, you all have a welcome place here in this home.
Well, I wouldn't be worried about the kids. I'd be worried about why are the fires happening. I'd be worried about the evil that's there.
I know, but I also think it was the people themselves were evil.
Right, but if their spirits are still there, those are the things that can hurt you. I don't think the children are there to hurt you.
Well,
but
maybe they'll protect you.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah, there's enough of them.
Yeah. Ugh. So, Pelham Hooker Blossom of Cleveland bought the orphanage property, leased it to farmers for a period, then finally sold the land. Okay? The Hughes house is all that remains of the Sprunger property. Part of the orphanage building burned, and the rest were torn down. Another fire.
Yeah.
The children of the Light of Hope orphanage were dispersed throughout the community or returned to their relatives or guardians, and the nightmare was over for the children of the Gore Orphanage.
They had guardians this whole time?
I think these were just people assigned to be their guardians after the tragedies.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, the fuck?
Yeah. A lot of the kids were too afraid to recount the conditions they endured at the institution.
Well, yeah.
Do you blame them?
No.
No, I wouldn't want to talk about it. The few that had nowhere else to go were taken back to Bern, Indiana by Mrs. Sprunger. It was exactly 13 years after it had first opened. So some kids ended up staying with that psycho woman.
Ew.
I know. Swift's Hollow is the location most often visited by those seeking a taste of the supernatural. So Swift's Hollow is where you will go, like if you want to experience this.
Mm-hmm.
And then this other place I'm going to tell you about with these rituals. A graffiti-covered sandstone column marks the entrance of the area, which contains the foundations of this once magnificent mansion. Today, all that remains of the Swift Mansion are sandstone blocks from its foundation. Located deep in the woods, these remnants are now scrawled with graffiti left behind by late-night visitors. They stand in the forest like guide stones for all those daring enough to seek an experience of the legend of the Gore Orphanage. So, Gore Orphanage, honestly, outside of the dress thing, I'm like, yes. The fire was not in this same location. It was in another state. Like, it was like 40 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that happened at the Light of Hope were like sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Gore, yes, it was because of a dress, but honestly, yeah.
It was gory.
It was. So the Swiss Hollow Mansion was never used as part of the orphanage. Instead, it became a mecca for late-night vandals, and it is presumed that one of them was responsible for burning the house down in the late 1923. So the Swift Mansion got burned down by assholes.
Yeah.
But the Swift Mansion was not involved in the orphanage, so there wasn't nasty shit happening there. Early legend held that Mr. Wilbur helped the Sprungers build the Light of Hope orphanage after losing his own grandchildren. Mrs. Wilbur was said to have gone insane over the tragedy of losing their kids. Stories were told that she'd set the table 3 times a day and pass food to the children as if they were sitting there. At night, she would light a lamp and say, "Time for bed, children. Come on."
Oh, no.
And then she'd put the kids to bed. And then, like, yeah, so those were the children
She
they
just
thought.
could not accept it.
And those were her children that they thought were psychic.
Yeah.
That we mentioned. But, like, she figured that they could bring their children back after the dead. Like, she was like, they're psychic, they're still here kind of thing. Not my thing. Sorry. Nothing. I mean, I've never lost a child, but, like, I could not. That would be devastating, but, like, whoo. No. So then, obviously, after that, like, people started visiting and trying to get spooked, okay?
Mm-hmm.
In time, they began their first automobiles to, like, Gore Road.
Can let it out.
I know. To get them up the steep ravine without stalling and to negotiate the sharp curves without crashing. The true test of bravery, though, was to enter the Swift Mansion at night and prove you weren't afraid of the haunted house. That was, like, the test for, like, teenagers. They were like, okay, if you can do this, then, like, you can join our group.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, they were, like, basically...
An initiation.
Yeah, like, hazing people.
A haunted initiation.
No, thank you. I don't want to be a part of your group. The location of the orphanage is on Gore Orphanage Road, approximately a 4th mile north of Rosedale, just across the small Vermilion River Bridge. It is just past the spot where Gore Orphanage and Sperry Roads meet in the hollow. The remnants of the orphanage cannot be seen from the road, but substantial remains, like Sperry Road Hill, like down Sperry Road Hill. It's just too much language. Just go where I told you earlier.
A lot of crazy names
Yeah, over it. Though there is no proof that any deaths actually occurred at the Gore Orphanage, there probably were. We just didn't hear it because they didn't have to report
They
it.
probably buried the bodies in the back.
They weren't held accountable, so
Crazy.
there probably were. Yeah. Or at Swift's Hollow, the chilling memories of torture, abuse, and occult activity are haunting in their own, like, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're, like, speculate, maybe the poor souls of the children. I'm like, yeah, it was probably the children haunting. Yes, absolutely. So, paranormal investigators say that the ghosts of Gore Orphanage Road may actually be like imprints from like when the children were alive.
Like
from,
residual haunting.
Exactly. Frequently violent or traumatic events seem to release an energy that imprints on the area. It's also said that Reverend Sprunger's body was buried in the cemetery in Indiana.
Let's go piss on it.
I know. I'm right. Can we all go piss on it? It's so disgusting. But some say his soul still wanders the grounds of the Light of Hope religious compound he founded on Gore Orphanage Road. So, Katerina Sprunger moved back to Indiana in 1916 and never returned to the area. At least not prior to her death. They're like trying to be scary. In 1953, she died. So it is also said that she's probably there as well. Makes sense. She's an evil bitch.
Yeah.
Ghostly apparitions, balls of lights, haunting screams of children, and cries in the night, and crackling of fire, the sound of fire, and you can like, in the distance, some people will claim that they've seen.
I wonder if people smell smoke.
Right. I didn't see anything of that. But the other thing is, like, and I'll get to this part in a second, but, like, children's handprints on things.
I feel like hearing screams of children would just get me.
I couldn't handle it.
It'd make me so sad.
I think I'd be sad and terrified at the same time. Not that I think they're going to hurt me, but I just can't. I'm sorry. I'm going to be I'm real. I can't. I'm like, I feel terrible for you. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, the bridge we talked about earlier, okay, is also, so that's the story of Gore Orphanage. That's the story of it. That's all the backstory. Now I'm going to get to the spooky shit that you're seeing, okay? So, legend. The bridge I talked about earlier is nicknamed or coined Crybaby Bridge.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
Yeah, so Crybaby Bridge. There are 2 rituals associated with Crybaby Bridge. And it is speculated that a lot of the children that burned to death in that other place, I forget, I'm not going back. But the children that burned, the 176 children that burned, are supposedly have made their way to this place. Like, their spirits have made their way here. And that's where, like, they remain now. That's the speculation.
Interesting.
Yeah, hence the burning and the screaming of kids being burned alive and stuff. Very dark shit. But Crybaby Bridge is where you can do these rituals. So we're going to talk about these rituals. Yay. So, I do not condone anyone doing this.
Do this at your own risk.
Yes, absolutely.
We are not responsible for the decisions that you make on your own.
Exactly. I'm not encouraging you to do this. I personally don't want you to do it. But if you want to, that's on you, boo-boo.
Yeah.
Am I going to do it? This bitch might make me. But I don't want to. It's against my will.
I've tried a Crybaby Bridge ritual before.
Ew. Was it this one?
No. Because there's like a few places that are called Crybaby Bridge.
Okay.
And it was like down near like Yellow Springs. Apparently this woman like drowned her baby or something. So they call that Crybaby Bridge. Crybaby Bridge.
Crybaby Bridge. She's been to Crybaby Bridge.
Crybaby Bridge.
Lord. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to get into this. So, by and large, most simply wrap the bridge in with the entire, like, Gore Orphanage legend. Like, it's all tied together. And mention it being haunted by children who died in the orphanage fires. If you want to have a paranormal experience on this bridge, you best be ready for a workout.
Oh, God.
And get this.
Not for me, bro. Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah, I'm out of shape. I'm not doing this. You get to choose from 2 different rituals.
Okay.
You get choice here, okay?
I love that.
You get to choose how you want to be scared to death.
Okay.
Okay, ritual number 1. This is how you do it. Drive up onto the bridge, park, and then turn the engine off and exit the car. Then, take a little stroll. Okay, just take a little walk. In
Does it
some
matter
versions,
where we're walking?
No, it's usually straight, like across the bridge.
Oh, okay.
In some versions, you just have to walk off the bridge,
Okay.
like across it. While others, you're walking down like Gore Orphanage Road, a short distance. So you got to start walking down the road.
Okay. Seems easy enough.
This is at night, by the way.
Easy enough.
This is at night. No, it's easy enough. My ass. I don't do shit at night.
Just going on a night stroll.
Yeah. Either way, you'll know you've walked far enough when you start to hear what sounds like a crackling of fire, followed by the screams and cries of little children. That's your cue to get back to your car.
What does like stopping the car and turning the engine off have to do with anything?
I think it's more just for like theatrics.
Cause like
They're saying like if you're creating a disturbance with your car driving through there, like you're not gonna hear it.
I could literally see you and I going up there doing this. We're like 2 miles in. And
Right.
we're like, when the fuck are we gonna hear this?
Right, but here's this. Yeah, first of all, bitch, I ain't walking 2 miles.
We'll just be walking and walking. We'll be like, we've been walking for 2 hours. Like, when are
In
we
the
gonna
dark?
hear this?
Wrong person. In the dark? Wrong bitch. I will not be walking anywhere in the dark for 2
Or
miles.
we would just be too busy yapping that we wouldn't even hear
Well,
anything.
Here's the thing. This is where you're going to... No, I think we would be dead silent because we'd be so scared.
I think you'd be scared and I'd just be yapping
I
away.
don't know. I think you'd be scared.
Maybe.
I mean, we can't talk. We got to hear it.
Yeah, I'd probably be like, okay.
I mean, we'd whisper. All the screams and cries of the children are like your cue to get back to the car, right? I said that.
Is it?
Yeah, so like when you start hearing that, like you should leave, is what they're saying.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
don't want to, like, stay?
No, they're saying probably don't chill.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, good spirits and bad spirits.
They're
Like,
just little babies crying.
you're not worried about. It's not the kids we're worried about. It's the evil people that did horrible things to the children that they can do to you.
I'll be like, you're a quack. Get
Mm.
out of here.
They gonna fuck you up. Anyway, but when you get back to your car, you won't be able to start it until you physically push it off the bridge.
So what's the point? Let's just chill.
Well, one, if you drive into it, you're not going to experience anything supernatural is what they're saying.
No,
So-
I'm saying what's the point of going back to the car if it's not going to start anyway?
How are you going to get home, sis?
You're just going to be chilling there with the ghosts until morning.
Yeah. No. But the car won't start. They're saying the car won't start until you push it off the bridge. So,
This is a workout.
yeah, so this is the only way to like end in the
Although your adrenaline's probably pumping so
Yeah.
much that you're like freaking Superman, like
I will-
pushing this car off.
If I hear children crying and I like hear fire,
Yeah.
I'm gonna move that fucking car off that bridge with my mind. That's how how done I will be. So that's ritual number 1 is to shut it off, walk until you hear that, and then go back. And your car
Okay.
shouldn't be able to start. You have to push it off.
Okay.
So that's like the ritual. That's like your confirmation. Yeah, this bitch is haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Ritual number 2, which I'm like, I don't know if this one's worse or better. I don't know. You do you. Ritual number 2. For this ritual, you might want to bring along a spare set of keys. That's because you're supposed to park your car in the center of the bridge,
Okay.
then turn the car off, but leave the keys in the ignition. Once you've done that, get out of the car and lock the keys in the car. That's why you need the spare.
Okay.
Walk off the bridge and keep walking, and you should suddenly hear your car start by itself. But don't go back to the car yet. Because if you hang like tight for a second, unexplained lights and ectoplasm may materialize around you.
Ectoplasm.
Upon returning to the car, you might also find the handprints of children all over it.
Oh, they're playing.
No. Would I do this one over ritual 1? Yes. Why? Because I have the ability to start my car and leave. children are here.
Is that rain?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Ew. Okay, I'm done.
Maybe we're finally getting that storm out of Craig then.
Oh, yeah, and then storm.
Okay. So,
But I
personally feel like the first one is better because my ass will totally forget about the second
the
set of keys. And then we're fucked. We're stranded.
See, this is why I would drive.
And also, I just imagine, like, calling AAA, and they're like, where are you? And you tell them, and they're like, nope, not coming. Sorry about your luck.
Yeah, here's the problem, okay? One, if we do ritual 1, your car is easier to push off the bridge. But I cannot be secure.
Wait, why is my car easier to push off the bridge? You think my car's smaller?
Much smaller than mine.
Okay.
Mine's like, I have a Honda HRV.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
true.
like an SUV.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and 1, I don't trust you to leave when I'm fucking ready. And then ritual number 2, I'm like, I think it should be me with taking my car because I'll leave your ass. I'm ready to go.
No, you wouldn't. I'm going to stand in front of the car.
I'll run your ass over.
No, you won't.
If I see ectoplasm forming around me, I'm out, bitch. I love you. I will. You know what? You're right. I won't leave you. I will knock your ass out.
Brandon likes to act like he's so scared, but he loves me. He wouldn't do that to me.
I'll knock her ass out, and I will drag her back to the car. Your limp body. I will drag.
Ashton, how'd you get that black eye? I was trying to do some haunted shit, and Brandon just wasn't having it.
Brandon hit me not once, not twice, but 3 times, and then dragged my carcass back to the thing. I'll throw your ass in the trunk so fast.
Oh my god. The trunk? You're not just going to put me in the car? You're going to throw me in a trunk?
I have an HRV, sweetie. The trunk of my car has windows and everything. Like, is she big?
Just put me in the passenger seat.
No, I'm not taking that time. I have to toss you. I'm not going to be like, let me make sure she's comfortable. No. No, we're not doing this for comfort. This is for survival.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what happens if you stay?
Unexplained.
Has anyone stayed?
I did not look up anybody's, like, stories, their personal experiences, because I didn't want to, 1, psych myself out, or 2, have it debunked before I tried it myself.
So we are trying it.
I'll think about it.
You heard it here, folks.
I said I would think about it. That was not a yes. But I also, like, I was like, if we are going to do it, I don't want to be like, I don't want to psych myself out, and I don't want to build it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to run an experiment. I'll take one for the team.
What? What do you mean?
We're going to do one of these rituals. I'm going to stay. You're going to go. I'll be able to document what happens if you stay. You're going to be able to document what happens if you go. You'll be able to tell, does the car turn back on? I'll be able to be like, this is what happens if you don't go back to your car.
Ashton. This is the worst fucking idea I've ever heard in my life.
It's an experiment.
Have you ever seen a horror movie? Any of them?
I don't like horror movies.
Oh, okay.
They're too gory.
Well, no. Not the ones like The Conjuring and shit. Have you
I've seen those.
What happens when people are like,
and guess what? People survive to tell the story.
Most of them. Amityville Horror, ain't nobody survived that. Except, well, no, he didn't really survive.
Yeah. I mean, that was like a family situation.
There's like certain lines you have to draw. When it's time to go, you go. You don't.
Okay, unless someone has a horror story on. If someone can explain to me what will happen if I don't go.
You look it up. Yeah, look it up.
Then I'll go.
Yeah, Google it in your own time. I'm not going to Google it, or personally, I won't do it. Like, if I Google it and stories are like, yeah, that shit went down, I will be like, I can't do it, Ashton.
Yeah.
So if I don't, we're better off. The chances of me
You don't Google it, I'll Google it and not tell you.
There you go. You can't tell me.
And then I'll decide after Googling what I'm going to do.
Yeah, because even if I beg you, you can't tell me.
I won't.
Because if you tell me, it won't happen. I guarantee it.
I'll tell you the story after you do it, and then if nothing happens,
There you go.
then I'll tell you what could have happened.
I'm good with that. I can handle that.
Okay.
I just don't want to hear before.
Okay. Deal.
Unless someone died.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, if someone died, you better tell me.
You just said, even if I beg you, don't tell
No,
me.
but you have to tell me if someone died.
Oh, there's stipulations now. No, I'm not telling you.
I won't go. I won't. No.
But you won't know if someone
I know,
died
that's
because
why
I'm
I
not going to
just-
tell you.
That's why I just won't go.
Yes, you will.
No, I will not.
You have
If
to.
someone...
You promised everyone.
Yeah, but you heard me. If someone died, that's dangerous.
But you wouldn't know if someone died because I'm not going to tell you.
Right, but I also don't want to risk death for a stupid ghost thing. That's the point here, Ashton. You shouldn't want to risk your life to be like, oh, there's children.
Oh my gosh, people die in car accidents every day. Like, it's not that big of a
Yeah,
deal.
but that's not by choice. We are choosing to go.
You're choosing to get in a car every single day.
Well, right, but I'm not getting in the car knowing like, oh,
You
I'm
know
gonna
you're
die.
risking your life every day.
Right, but if I read a story online that says if you get in the car tomorrow, you're gonna die, I'm not gonna get in the car tomorrow.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying
But-
if there's someone that died there and you're choosing to get in your car
I
tomorrow
know, but
and go there.
I'm sure it's probably like a by chance. Like, everyone who does it doesn't die.
No, I know that.
So, like.
If there's even a risk of it, though, I don't do risk. That's why I don't skydive. They tell you.
I mean, I wouldn't skydive.
Right, but what I'm saying is
that.
there's a risk in it. People still do it, but there's a risk. And because I know that risk, I'm not doing it.
You're doing it.
No. Nope.
He's
Don't
not
look at
gonna- he's
them.
not
Don't
gonna
look at
know
them.
if
You look at
someone
me.
died.
Don't look at them. You look at me.
Is this our first fight?
No. I don't think this is the fight, is it?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh my god.
Me and Hannah do that all the time. We'll just be like, not even bickering, just like going, like debating something. We're like, we'll stop and we'll be like, is this our first fight?
Yes. Oh my god. Okay. Well,
I can't wait for season 2.
yeah. Well, that is definitely the story of Gore Orphanage. Again, we don't condone anyone doing the rituals. If you want to do it, do you.
Yeah. But then tell us about it. Write us in.
Oh, yeah. Send us a
Write
story.
Us in. Yeah. If you
please.
do it, tell us about it.
Yeah.
Try to document it if you can.
Yes. But in season 2, we may or may not go there.
We're going.
Oh my god. Anyway, she's a psycho. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And obviously, we love hearing your ghost stories. So please, especially if you do this one, email us at thelocalaliens@outlook.com.
Please, 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 please.
Yeah.
But until then,
Stay spooky.
We are harmonizing queens.
We're getting better.
I love us.
Ugh.
We're powerful.
They're gonna. Someone from America's Got Talent's gonna contact us.
book us. Bye, you guys.
Bye.